Who would have thought that Dora the Explorer, the Nick Jr. cartoon, would have a live-action adaptation years later? And that it would be somewhat decent. I am really surprised at how much I actually enjoyed this movie. Because Dora the Explorer, it came out a little bit after my time. The only time I would watch it was when I was home sick from school, and the only thing on was Nick Jr. I didn't have Cartoon Network at my house as a kid, I just had Nickelodeon, so it was Nick Jr. during the day and not any other cartoon. The cable package we had was very limited. Kids really don't know how good they have it these days with all the streaming services and whatnot. Then again, my generation's parents would say, you don't know how good you had it with cable and all blah 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 blah. But that's just rambling on about perspective, I guess. Anyway, it's very odd that Nickelodeon decided to do an adaptation of one of their Nick Jr. cartoons. Especially since movies based on something that is meant for preschoolers usually don't do that well. But Dora the Explorer was one of their most popular Nick Jr. cartoons, and one of their most long-running, so they have an audience that grew up with it. And this movie feels like it's targeting that audience of people that are teenagers now that grew up with the cartoon. The movie doesn't really talk down to the audience, it's a lot more self-aware. It makes Dora into this very smart, yet naive character. She knows all about the jungle, but not really how to interact with others. And sometimes that unintentionally makes her seem sassy towards the other characters, and it's pretty funny. The story is that Dora and Diego grew up together in the jungle, but Diego had to move away to the city. And Dora and her parents have been looking for this lost city of gold, but they want to have Dora go to the city to live a normal public school life, while they go on and search for that city of gold. And when Dora meets up with Diego again, Diego's a bit more mature and reserved compared to Dora. Or not mature, more like he just doesn't want to embarrass himself around Dora. Because Dora is pretty much just being herself throughout the movie. While Dora lives in the city, she communicates with her parents while they're out on their expedition. But eventually they stop communicating, so she's worried about where they might have gone. Then eventually Dora and her friends get kidnapped. And then the majority of the movie is back in the jungle, with these mercenaries trying to hunt Dora and her friends down. One of the weirdest things is that Swiper is just a CG fox just there and nobody questions it, except for one self-aware time where they do. And there's also Boots, who is Dora's CG monkey. But the movie gets so weird and plays with that self-awareness to where I can forgive stuff like that. And there's a really weird, awesome animated sequence that happens in the middle of this movie, and I don't want to give it away, but you can probably guess what happens. But yeah, it's so weird and great. I still don't know why they decided to make a movie based on a Nick Jr. cartoon, but I'm kind of glad they did because I had a lot of fun with it. And the thing is, the movie doesn't feel like it's pandering to one specific audience. It's probably one of the best non-animated family films I've seen this year. One of my only complaints is that the dialogue can be kind of cliché at times, and that towards the end, it really feels like you're just on a movie set. It really doesn't feel like you're in the jungle anymore. It just feels like a movie set made to look like a jungle. Other than that, though, I'm just really surprised at how much I enjoyed it. It did give me a few laughs, so there's that. So if you have seen Dora and the Lost City of Gold, tell me down in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, by now we're getting a bit used to winter. We're like soldiers in the middle of a campaign, growing hardened to discomfort and better able to save.